Salut, salut! We are now going to look at those pesky IR and RE verbs. These are the irregular ones, the ones with some quirks. Let's start off by looking at typical IR verb patterns. We looked already at the regular nerdy pattern. These are the regular IR verbs. For example, se salir. So the endings are is, it, issent, issez, issent. So je me salis, tu te salis, il, elle, on se salit, nous nous salissons, vous vous salissez, il, elle se salissent. And then we have another group, and these don't have the issing around thing. Okay, they have the endings SST, ONS, EZ, ENT. For example, s'endormir, to fall asleep. Je m'endors, tu t'endors, il, elle, on s'endort, this time with a T. Nous nous endormons, we've put in the M back. Vous vous endormez, il, elle s'endorment. The last sound of the third person plural conjugation is an M. Il, elle s'endorment. And then there are this group of IR verbs. They don't want to be IR verbs. They want to be ER verbs because their endings are the same as regular ER verbs in the present tense. E, ESE, ONS, EZ, ENT. For example, se couvrir, to cover oneself. Je me couvre. Tu te couvres. Yes, il, elle, on se couvre. Nous nous couvrons. Vous vous couvrez. Il, elle se couvre. And they are the patterns for the IR verbs. There are, of course, the really irregular ones. We will look at those next time. Let's conjugate s'endormir, to fall asleep. Je m'endors with the S. Tu t'endors with the S. Il, elle, on s'endort, but this time with a T. Nous nous endormons. The M has reappeared from the infinitive. Vous vous endormez. Il, elle s'endorment. Endings SST, ONS, EZ, ENT. What about se sentir? What does that mean? Okay, it means to feel. You are feeling an emotion or you are feeling a state. So, se sentir will be followed by either an adverb or an adjective. Je me sens with the S. Tu te sens. Il, elle, on se sent with a T. Sounds the same though. Nous nous sentons. Vous vous sentez. Il, elle se sentent. It could mean one smells oneself, but usually it refers to a feeling. Endings SST, ONS, EZ, ENT. Se servir de quelque chose. What does it mean? It means to serve or to help oneself to something, but it is often used in the sense of to use something. To use, se servir de quelque chose. Je me sers with the S. Tu te sers with the S. Il, elle, on se sert with the T. Nous nous servons. The V has come back. Vous vous servez with the V. Il, elle se servent with the V. SST, ONS, EZ, ENT. You can use se resservir, which just means either to help oneself to something again or to reuse something. He always falls asleep at work. Il s'endort toujours au travail. Too many people fall asleep at the wheel. The steering wheel is le volant. Volant. Trop de gens s'endorment au volant. I feel at home here. Je me sens chez moi ici. Or they often say là instead of ici. Je me sens chez moi là. Using tu. How do you feel? Comment tu te sens? Using nous. We feel guilty. Another word for guilty is culpable, which is similar to the French. Nous nous sentons coupables. How would you say, help yourselves? Servez-vous. They're helping themselves to coffee. So it's se servir de plus your thing. Il ou elle se servent de café. He's using you. Okay. Il se sert de toi. You cannot have il te sert because that would be he is serving you. So here you have to keep the de intact and add on the toi. Il se sert de toi. Using nous. We use chopsticks to eat rice. Chopsticks are les baguettes, just like the baguette bread. It's the same for a magic wand, it's une baguette. It's that shape of a stick. Nous nous servons de baguettes pour manger le riz. So what was that verb? To serve again, to use again? Se resservir followed by de. Resservez-vous de café si vous en voulez. What does this mean? Help yourselves to more coffee if you want some. So remember the word some in French is en. It can also mean of it, about it, of them, about them. He's helping himself to more wine. Il se resserre de vin. So you can see here, the way we express it in English is very different from the way they express it in French. I never reuse them. Okay, we've got the en donkey backside here. Je ne m'en resserre jamais. So the me comes before the en and you need a little apostrophe. What about our group of IR verbs that want to be ER verbs? They have the ER verb endings for the present tense. E, esse, ons, ez, ent. S'ouvrir quelque chose, to open oneself up, as in come clean. Okay, you could open yourself something. Je m'ouvre with the E. Tu t'ouvres, es. Il, elle, on s'ouvre, just the E. Nous nous ouvrons. Vous vous ouvrez. Il, elle s'ouvre. Se couvrir follows the same pattern. What does it mean? To cover oneself. Je me couvre. Tu te couvres. Yes, all two conjugations end in S, except for tu peux and tu veux. And tu vaux. Your worth. Il, elle, on se couvre. Nous nous couvrons. Vous vous couvrez. Il, elle se couvre. They have the ER endings. So, to open oneself up or to open oneself something is s'ouvrir. S'ouvrir à or s'ouvrir quelque chose. Open yourself up to him. Okay. Ouvre-toi à lui. If you're using tu, with vous. Ouvrez-vous à lui. They're opening themselves a bottle of champagne to celebrate her 25th birthday. Okay, to celebrate, fêter. And in French you say to celebrate her 25 years. Il ou elle s'ouvre une bouteille de champagne pour fêter ses 25 ans. Her 25 years. To cover or to wrap oneself up is se couvrir. Using nous. We're wrapping up. It's freezing outside. Nous nous couvrons, il gèle. Or the slang, but it's used a lot, is ça caille dehors. Caille, caille. Caille means quail. I've no idea where this expression comes from, but it is used a lot. Ça caille, it's freezing. If you say ma caille, my quail, it's a term of endearment in French. Let's wrap up. It's freezing outside. Couvrons-nous, il gèle, ça caille dehors. To discover, to undress, to uncover, to reveal oneself. Se découvrir, we've still got that couvrir in the word. En avril, ne te découvre pas d'un fil. A French saying. In April, don't remove a thread, as in a thread of clothing. Fil can mean thread, it can mean wire. I'm not getting undressed, it's freezing. Je ne me découvre pas, il gèle, ça caille. And there we have some quirky little IR verbs. Now let's look at the bigger group, slightly bigger group of RE verbs. These are really naughty verbs. The regular pattern is SS, nothing. ONS, IZ, ENT. For example, se perdre. Je me perds, tu te perds. Il, elle, on se perd. Nous, nous perdons. Vous, vous perdez. Il, elle se perdent. Se perdre, to lose oneself, to get lost. Let's look at one pattern, which is the ouïr pattern. There are a few verbs ending ouïr, like se conduire. Se conduire means to drive oneself, or also to behave, how you behave, to conduct oneself. Endings SS, T, ONS, EZ, ENT. Je me conduis. Tu te conduis. Il, elle, on se conduit, this time with a T. Nous nous conduisons. Vous vous conduisez. Il, elle se conduisent. Then we have these sort of IRE verbs. Same endings. Se sourire. To smile at oneself or to smile at one another. Je me souris. Tu te souris. Il, elle, on se sourit. Nous nous sourions. Vous vous souriez. Il, elle se sourit. Silent ENT. Okay, there are a few more of these. Se joindre. Okay, to join either somebody or to join a group or a movement. Here, the change happens with the plural conjugations. We're going to add in a G to give you a ñ sound. Je me joins. Tu te joins. Il, elle, on se joint. Nous nous joignons. Vous vous joignez. Il, elle se joignent. GN is ñ. Joignons, joignez, joignent. Then we have these air verbs. Se plaire. Either to like oneself. It actually means to feel good about oneself somewhere, for example. Or if you use it in a reciprocal sense, it could be to be pleasing to one another, literally to like one another. Je me plais. Tu te plais. Il, elle, on se plaît. With a little circonflexe on the I there. Nous nous plaisons. Vous vous plaisez. Il, elle se plaisent. And then we have a few of these rompre verbs. Se rompre, which can mean to break or to break up, as in a relationship breaking up. Se rompre can mean to rupture. Je me romps. Funny pronunciation. Tu te romps. Il, elle, on se rompt. This time with a T at the end rather than an S. Nous nous rompons. Vous vous rompez. Il, elle se rompent. Let's practice. So, se conduire, to drive oneself or to behave oneself. How do you conduct yourself? Conduire in public. Using vous. Your children behave very badly. Vos enfants se conduisent très mal. Are we behaving well? On se conduit bien? Nous nous conduisons bien? I'm driving myself tonight. Je me conduis ce soir. Se produire. So it could mean to produce oneself, but a lot of the time this is used to say to happen. It is weird, isn't it? To happen, to occur, to take place. This situation happens all the time. Cette situation se produit tout le temps. So you don't need to be laborious over tout le temps. It sounds like two words. Tout le temps, tout le temps. Se construire, another ouïr verb, to build oneself, to construct oneself. We had se bâtir last time. Build yourselves a sandcastle, kids. Construisez-vous un château de sable. There are lots of words for kids. In French, you could say les gosses. You could say les gamins. You could say les mômes. Another ouïr, se détruire, to destroy oneself or one another. We're destroying one another. Nous nous détruisons. On se détruit. Se traduire, to be translated, to translate itself. It doesn't translate as in itself very well in English. Ça ne se traduit pas très bien en anglais. Se cuire, another ouïr verb, quelque chose. To cook oneself could mean to cook yourself, but most of the time you're going to be adding on an item. Julien cooks himself a fried egg every morning. Fried egg, œuf au plat. Un œuf au plat. Julien se cuit un œuf au plat tous les matins. Cook yourself a soft-boiled egg if you're hungry. Soft-boiled egg is un œuf à la coque. Un œuf à la coque. Cuis-toi un œuf à la coque si tu as faim. Oh, cuisez-vous un œuf à la coque si vous avez faim. Another ouïr, s'instruire, to instruct, to inform, to train, to educate oneself. They're educating themselves. Il ou elle s'instruisent. Educate yourself using vous. Instruisez-vous. Here we have some ir verbs. Écrire à, to write to oneself or to write to each other. Je m'écris. Tu t'écris. Il, elle, on s'écrit. Nous. Now there's a V. Nous écrivons. Vous écrivez. Il, elle s'écrivent. They write to each other every day. Il ou elle s'écrivent tous les jours, or chaque jour. Se décrire à, to describe oneself. Describe yourself in a word. If you're using tu, décris-toi en un mot. Or décrivez-vous en un mot. Se lire quelque chose, to read something to oneself or to one another. Je me lis with an S. Tu te lis with an S. Il, elle, on se lit with a T. Nous lisons. Now it has an S in the middle. Vous lisez. Il, elle se lisent. We read a story to each other every night before going to bed. Nous lisons une histoire tous les soirs avant de nous coucher. With on, you can say on se lit une histoire tous les soirs avant de nous coucher. Do you read the newspaper to each other? Vous lisez le journal? Se sourire, to smile at one another, or to smile at yourself, I suppose. They're smiling at one another. Il ou elle se sourit. We smile at one another all the time. Nous nous sourions tout le temps, tout le temps. On se sourit tout le temps. You have to smile at one another more using il faut que, which will bring up the subjunctive. Il faut que vous vous souriez with two eyes, plus. Usually with the word plus and plus. If it means no more, no longer, not anymore, you don't tend to hear the S. Je n'ai plus de feu. Or if it's in the sense of more, in a positive sense, you do hear the S. There are loads of exceptions here. It's quite difficult to get your head around this, but that's the general rule. Okay, plus de, no more of. J'en ai plus, I have more of something. Se joindre à. Okay, to join. To join a person, to join a group, to join a movement, or to agree. I'm joining my family for dinner tonight. I'm joining myself. Je me joins à ma famille pour dîner ce soir. Vous vous joignez, we've got this GN now, vous vous joignez à nous à la plage? Are you joining us at the beach? They agree with their colleagues. Ils ou elles se joignent à leurs collègues. And then you also have se rejoindre à, or se rejoindre sur. So here, it's quite similar to the other one, but it can also mean to merge. So to join, to link together, to merge, to agree with one another, and also to meet up. The path merges with the main road here. Le chemin, or le sentier, se rejoint à la route principale ici, or là. They're meeting up at 5 p.m. Remembering the French often use the 24-hour clock. Il ou elle se rejoignent, that ñ sound, à 17 heures. You could say à 5 heures de l'après-midi. Using nous. We agree with each other on everything. Nous nous rejoignons sur tout. Se plaindre, to complain à quelqu'un de quelque chose, to someone about something. Okay, if you think plaintive is somebody complaining. Using vous, you're always complaining. Vous vous plaignez toujours. Using nous, we're not complaining. Nous nous plaignons pas. You've got that GN again. Plaignons. Using tu. What are you complaining about? They would say, about what are you complaining? About what? De quoi, quoi, quoi. De quoi tu te plains? Se plaire, to like oneself, but it usually means to feel good. Okay, or it can mean to like one another. Je me plais à Paris. So that looks like, I really like myself in Paris, but it means it's more in the sense of I'm happy, I feel good in Paris. Using that way of saying it, how would you say, does Monique like New York? You could say, elle aime New York, but this way of expressing it is used. Monique se plaît à New York. Using tu. Do you like it here? Tu te plais ici? Tu te plais là? Just like plaire, se taire, to be quiet. Shut up. Shut up! Using tu. Tais-toi! Shut up! Using vous. Taisez-vous! Se rompre. We've got our rompre verbs, which means to break or to rupture. What does this mean? Parfois, les réservoirs se rompent, inondant les zones environnantes avec de l'eau polluée. Parfois, les réservoirs se rompent, inondant les zones environnantes avec de l'eau polluée. Sometimes the reservoirs rupture, flooding the surrounding areas with polluted water. The word for a pipe that you find joining to taps or perhaps a hose pipe is tuyau, masculine. Un tuyau, le tuyau. If it's a hose pipe, it would be le tuyau d'arrosage. How would you say the pipe ruptures when it's freezing? Le tuyau se rompt quand il gèle. Ou quand ça caille. Et voilà les amis, next time we will be looking at the super irregular ones. These are the gangster ones that just do what they like. Unfortunately, they are also the most common French verbs. Something to look forward to. Au revoir.